What's good, YouTube? It is Joel303 here, and I'm coming at you with my week 4, 5, I forget, it'll be in the title, and I'm sorry, but this is really late, and I apologize for that. It's my FBL battle against Jim and Mons, the hosts of the Sharpedos, I forget which team it is, and yeah, it's a replay. There was a lot of scheduling conflicts, a lot of busy stuff IRL, and yeah, I couldn't do it live because we had to battle very late due to time zone constraints. But yeah, I have this team, which you can see on the other side. Sorry if you hear the background noise. But yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it, and I'll talk about my plays and his plays, and we'll see how it goes from there. I'm gonna switch sides, so I'm on the right side as he leads off with Jinx, and I of course lead off with my Greninja, because the Greninja is my lead on this team. Greninja was offensive with spikes, and so the switch is very obvious because Dark Pulse would just OHKO him, unless he was Scarfed. So I just go for spikes, predicting that switch. Here he's in with Stunfisk, and I figure probably Thunderbolt, Volt Switch trying to take me out, so I just go in the Hungry the Powdon. And he ends up going for Thunder Wave, yep, right there. And so I can just, not effective, so I can set up my Stealth Rocks, he can set up his, but half of his team is weak to it, only one Pokemon of mine. Well, two if you count Altaria before Mega Evolution. But yeah, he switches out into his Seismitoad, trying to threaten me out with a water attack, as I go for the Earthquake to get damage on the Stunfisk. It would have been super effective, would have done a lot. But does a decent chunk for the Seismitoad, and my switch is really obvious, it's into Jellicent, because I've got Water Absorb. And I'm defensive, so his knockoff, if he packs it, it won't do that much. So yeah, absorb that with Hydro Pump, recovering the Stealth Rocks damage. And he does have the knockoff, but it only does 40%, it's nothing, I wall this forever. I went for the Will-O-Wisp because it was by far my best play for everything except the Swallow. I just burned it. I didn't need to go for a Hex, which is the attack I have instead of Shadow Ball. I went for a cover there just because I figured he would try to knock off again and I could be at full and he would be dead, and that would be very nice. But he pulled a nice switch into Solipede, but I was alright with that because this thing walls Solipede anyways, and Hex breaks the subs, so yeah, not worried at all about that. He just goes for Earthquake to get off a little damage, but yeah, he's just gonna die. And so he kind of sacked Solipede there, but he was trying to set up and I just wasn't letting them. If I'd gone for Will-O-Wisp on the sub, that could have been bad and dangerous, but I didn't, so it's alright. Here he goes into Swallow, and I figured he would protect there. I should have recovered, but I wanted to go for Scald. Alternatively, he could have switched into Seismitoad there and recovered up, which would have been a cute little play. But he just gets his Toxic thing off. And I test the waters here by going for a recover. And yeah, I could stay in on this if I want, but I decided to go out into Powdon because this Jellicent's a little more important. I don't want him critting me and killing me. So I go in the Powdon because I figure he'll be able to take it a little better than Pringles could. But what actually happens is he crits me, and it's still only just 64%, but he dies, so I don't have a chance to, actually I don't know if his Brave Bird would have done 37%, but yeah, he dies to recoil, and he brings in Seismitoad, which just lives rocks and spikes, so I switch into Jellicent. I know it's really obvious at this point, but I don't care. Yeah, he kind of predicts that going for the Earth Power. I think that was a prediction. His knockoff would have done less. So yeah, I was thinking to myself, no matter what he goes in, if he goes into Stunfisk, I'll go into Powdon. But other than that, I'm just gonna sack Jellicent, free switch in. I could have tried to preserve differential. Not that I've won at this point, but I'm definitely in a favorable position. I could have saved this for Death Fodder, but I didn't want to risk him setting up Swords Dance and just running through my team, even though Zapdos pretty much walls this. So I just go into Zapdos, and Yeah, I've got Heat Wave, which is beautiful, so I can just Heat Wave. Fortunately, I do miss, so whatever damage, I'm pretty sure this thing's Fizz Def, so that could have done a decent amount of damage. And I was thinking to myself, like, this doesn't do anything to me, so I was gonna just stay in, like, right, he's Electric Ground, it's not gonna do anything to my Zapdos. So I just stayed in, went for HP Ice. As he, I don't know if he predicts that or realizes his mistake or what, but he goes into Jinx on the HP Ice. I wish I had gone for Heat Wave a second time. But I get a crit there. I don't know. I don't think that matters. I forget how this Jinx dies, but I don't believe that crit matters. I switch into my Miltank here, and just because I'm thick fat, I was Fizz Def with an Adamant Nature, I believe, and so I still take that really well. It does a lot, considering I'm thick fat, but still, Miltank's putting in the work. Went for Miltank just to heal up, because I was assuming he was choiced in some manner, because I didn't see like leftovers or a life orb. I packed Fire Punch on Bessie just so this thing wouldn't set up and beat me. And it did under half, which was unfortunate. I went for the Body Slam and got the para right away, which, I don't know, it was a questionable play on my part, because if I just kept going for Fire Punches, eventually I would have burned. But I feel like slowing him down, getting that paralysis chance was definitely better. He ends up going for Superpower though, so it, well, okay, the para lets me set up the Milk Drink, although I would have been able to set that up anyways. So, I don't know, I got kinda lucky there, but Superpower would have done under half, and I could just keep healing back up, and that's why I went for Body Slam. I was prepared to do it a lot, and then if he started SDing, I would Fire Punch him. But he predicts my Fire Punch there, which is rather obvious, because this is I'm going for Fire Punch, and he goes into Stunfisk. I could have stayed in there and Ice Punched, but I wanted to keep that as a switch into Jinx if I needed it. And what's funny is I kind of was sacking him out on here, although I knew I outsped and I didn't think he could do damage. But he Pain Splits and gives me health, which is beautiful. I think I knew this thing got Pain Split, but it wasn't in my mind when I was making the play. So I got kind of, not lucky, but that was fortunate. He goes into a Scizor in, like, a ditch attempt. I don't know if he was stacking this. He might have been. Should get a free switch into Jinx. But yeah, Earthquake on the switch in just kills that, which is lovely. And then here he goes into Jinx, and it lives that shenanigans with 6%. So I guess the crit HP Ice mattered a little bit, because he would have lived Sand. I switch into Miltank. He goes for Focus Blast and misses, so I preserve differential in that regard. But that's the only thing that mattered. This Jinx couldn't have gone through my team, because it would have died there, and I would have gone into Powdon, and it would have been a 4-0 my favor. But the HP Ice crit with Zapdos, putting Jinx in range of Sand, that might have mattered. If he had killed the Miltank there, I would have gone into Greninja and killed actually, I probably would have gone into Zapdos, because if he were Scarfed, then the Focus Blast would do a lot, and otherwise I outspeed with Zapdos, I do believe. So I don't know, that's theory mining and whatnot. But yeah, I go for Ice Punch. He's actually Sand Veil, which is interesting. So I switch into Powdon just before the Sand ends, so the Sand won't be up, and I won't have to deal with that. And on the switch, I'm able to slack off because I outspeed, and then his Earth powers just aren't doing enough to save him at this point, and Powdon can just 1v1 this, throw out the Earthquake. It does what? It does 50%. Had he Pain Splitted there, it would have gotten annoying, but it would have been a double down eventually, I'm pretty sure. Although I outspeed